Pronouns are small words that can cause big problems. Because they substitute for a noun rather than naming something specific, they can easily become ambiguous and confusing to a reader. In this lecture, I'll review some of the most important rules for making sure that your pronouns clearly serve the meaning you intend. The basic rule that you should always heed is that a pronoun must always agree in number with its antecedent, which is the noun or pronoun it refers to. Here's an example of a singular antecedent and a corresponding pair of singular pronouns. If anyone still does not believe in climate change, he or she should read the research. Anyone is singular, so the pronoun needs to be singular as well. Since we don't know the gender of anyone, we can use the generic he or she. By making the antecedent plural, you can avoid that clunky he or she. If people do not believe in climate change, they should read the research. Pronoun antecedent agreement can get confusing in certain special circumstances. I'll review those circumstances here. First, a phrase or clause between the subject and verb does not change the number of the antecedent. For example, first, a phrase or clause between the subject and verb does not change the number of the antecedent or its pronoun. For example, the box of presents arrived at its destination. Presents is plural, but don't be deceived. It's part of the prepositional phrase of presents. The true antecedent of its is the singular box. There is a tricky exception to this rule, however. Sometimes, indefinite pronouns that are modified by a prepositional phrase may be either singular or plural. Here are the indefinite pronouns that can call for either singular or plural pronouns: some, any, none, all, and most. Here's how you can tell whether to use a singular or plural pronoun. When the object of the preposition is uncountable, use a singular pronoun. Some of the sugar fell out of its bag. Unless we were to count grain by grain, we couldn't count how much sugar fell out of the bag, so we can consider it uncountable. Therefore, the corresponding pronoun, its, is singular. When the object of the preposition is countable, use a plural pronoun. Some of the marbles fell out of their bag. We can easily count how many marbles fell out of the bag, so the corresponding pronoun, their, is plural. The second important rule to heed is that singular indefinite pronoun antecedents take singular pronouns. Singular indefinite pronouns include each, either, neither, one, no one, nobody, nothing, anyone, anybody, anything, someone, somebody, something, everyone, everybody, and everything. Here are some examples. Neither applicants arrived for his or her interview on time. Everybody should pack his or her own lunch. Third, plural indefinite pronoun antecedents require plural pronouns. Plural indefinite pronouns include several, few, both, and many. Few runners hit their stride until several miles into the race. Many of the participants will ask for their badges ahead of time. The fourth rule starts out straightforwardly, but has a little twist. Here's the easy part. A compound subject joined by and calls for a plural pronoun. This is pretty straightforward. For example, the cat and the dog agreed to hold their peace. But with compound subjects joined by or nor, the pronoun agrees with the antecedent closest to it. This part of the rule is best shown through example. Neither the speaker nor the participants remembered their badges. Because participants is plural and is closest to the pronoun before badges, we use their, plural. By contrast, take a look at this next example. Neither the participants nor the speaker remembered her badge. In this case, the speaker, whom I'm assuming is female, is singular, so I use the pronoun her, badge. Although these rules might seem complicated, many of them are probably already second nature to you. If you don't have any trouble remembering that few needs a plural pronoun along with it, for instance, then don't bother memorizing that rule. Instead, use these as a guide when you already find yourself confused, or for reference later on. In the next lecture, we'll finish up the rest of the pronoun rules.